Gloria, what's the most recent album that you've listened to?
The most recent album? That's a very good question. It would be Cleo Sol's album. She released 2 recently. The most recent one that has more tracks, I forgot what it's called. God damn it. I don't know what it's called.
That's all right. That's findable for listeners that really want to check it out.
Yeah.
But that's cool. That's some like really sick music.
Yeah. I am a big fan of her work, and the reason why she makes music, I feel like really resonates and aligns with the way I make music and the reasons I make music. And it's just, I needed a bit of inspiration, and she just speaks to me.
Yeah, cool.
Like I'm sure she does many other people. So
I don't know much about her creative process. I can't remember who sent me a track first, but like I've listened to the music, but I've never gone any deeper to like get to know her.
Yeah.
Have you read interviews or listened to her talk about it? How do you know about her process?
I think it's very easy to tell with the way that she just does her music. So first of all, I know because I'm a bit of a nerd in terms of like wanting to know how people produce things, specifically like the type of music I really enjoy making. I'm like, how did you make that? I want to know. So I found out that Inflow, who is a producer, who's also in this band called Salt, who is in, who Cleo Sol also sings in. So Inflow produces her tracks, and they're married. So yeah, they're like their little like couple duo, powerhouse kind of duo vibe. Yeah, and I can just tell just from the way that the lyrics that she uses in her music, just what she's saying in her music is very much, it's giving words of affirmation, empowerment, self-compassion practice, like all of that in her music. And I just I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm not a massive lyrics person. So whenever anyone talks to me about the lyrics of like music that I know, it still opens up a completely new world because I don't know, the way my brain is wired, I'm just like, that beat is awesome and I get this vibe and emotional response to like, I don't know, the feeling of the music.
Oh my God.
But I don't know what the like words are about.
Yeah.
So thank you for like, enlightening me.
For sure. I definitely have like, I think in my own listening music outside of the type of music I make, I feel like there are 2 different things. Because I listen to a big range of music, and a lot of it is very much beats based. Like I'm listening to what's going on in the background rather than the lyrics. But then when it comes to like my actual songwriting process, and I want to be influenced by something, I'm listening to like the creatives that I want to be, that I feel inspired by.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
So weird. Yeah. But like I listen to Cleo Sol in my own time, but just not as densely as I listen to other artists.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Do you like journal when you're listening to an artist that's like specifically for inspiring you and what you're writing about? Or like, I don't know, is there like a practical element to that stuff as well? Or do you still just do the same, I don't know, but more intentional listening?
I think it's just sponging, like, just intentionally listening and being present with that music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's the, I don't know, most embarrassing thing that you've listened to recently song-wise that, you know, would be so completely unexpected for people that know you, but like, I don't know, there's just something about it that you like to put something on?
I think for me, it's not really that embarrassing because I just think people will be very surprised by it.
Yeah.
But I listen to a lot of like techno doof music.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like proper like dark techno stuff, which I love. And I also love like melodic techno and like house music too, but I love that type of music a lot.
Do you nerd out on that as well? Like, do you know all of the artists and where they like?
Not as much as I should. At least I should say that I would like to, but I just love it, and I love the way that it makes me feel physically, like in my body. I just cannot not move when I'm listening to it. Just there's a sensation in my body. I'm like, oh my God, I love this. I want more of this.
Have you done the like techno festival thing where you like, you know, get to like fully experience the physicality of it too? Yeah,
I used to work at Pitch Music Festival. I didn't really get to doof as much because I was working, but yeah, that would definitely be my experience of going out. Also, I did go to Strawberry Festival recently, which was great. And they have such a good mix of like DJs and live artists, and a good variation of DJs and good variation of live artists as well, which I love.
Yeah.
And it's definitely more like, depending on the festival, the audience is either kinder or I should say more receptive and more community based, depending on the festival. And I feel like Strawberry definitely is more of that kind of community vibe.
Yes.
I would say, which is my kind of vibe. So
yeah, I feel like the festival scene is like shrinking so fast. What was it like going to like one of the few remaining festivals that we have in Australia?
So true. It's really becoming like an epidemic how the festivals are kind of dwindling down, which is really sad. It was great. It was, I think, the best festival that I've ever been to.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really good. And I just loved that it was by the river. Oh my God, it was so hot though. And then it was like pouring rain the next day. So that was crazy. It was like 39 degrees. And then the next day it was just thunderstorming and it was just mud everywhere. From dust, it went to mud. And I was like, fuck. But thankfully, my partner had to leave early for a gig, so we got out just before everything got super muddy.
Okay.
And we got to like see all the headliners and stuff. Like,
cool.
And I was like, oh my God, thank God, because I'm a bit of a germaphobe. I would not have lasted in the mud, honestly.
Yeah, that's hard work at a festival. Like, things get crazy.
It was so muddy and sloshy. I was like, thank God I'm out of here. But yeah, it was a really good festival and I saw some really awesome acts. I saw Miss Kanina. She is like one of my favorite Oz artists at the moment and I just am championing her so hard. I just love seeing her succeed and I got to see her live and it was as epic as I knew it was going to be.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That's so great when you get to like have that live experience that like you know the recorded side of an artist, but like especially I think in a festival setting where there's like so much energy and excitement around like live music that I don't know, the ability to connect in that way with like so many other humans that are there to do it, I feel like just takes it all to another level.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you thinking about like your music and the way that it fits into the current like landscape of music here?
I don't think that there's ever really been like a big nurturing space for R&B or like neo soul kind of vibes in Australia. There are the pockets, which are big communities, I will say that. But in terms of like an outpouring of like a general audience, I would say there is continuously a lack of interest, which is kind of grim, but it's not the end of the world, and also maybe not directly why I'm making music anyway, because I just think like whoever wants to find it will find it, and if it's meant for them, they will find my music, and I'm cool with that. Yeah, I'm moving towards more like kind of hip-hoppy, but like not super hip-hoppy, still very soulful, just more energetic. I should say more energetic kind of vibes in my music. But I'm trying to tone that down a bit as well, because I just wanted to align with me. Because I feel like there's a duality of woman here, where I'm like a little bit crazy and unhinged, but I'm also just like very much chill and centered as a person and like as a spiritual being, but I'm also a bit like whacked in the head. So like I like acknowledging both sides of me and who I am, and I do that in my music as well. So like I have an EP coming out very soon, and I have a single called All Wishes Come True, which is coming out soon, which will be out by the time this is out, and my EP Growing Pains will be out as well, which is very exciting. I worked on it with Jake, Amy, and Anthony Liddell, which has been cool. Yeah,
what a trio.
Oh my God, it's just, they're really lovely people, and just really champion me, and it's a very like empowering feeling to have these people just believe in my and invest in my like artistry. Yeah, that's a really beautiful thing, and it's been really good working with them. They're also a bit unhinged, so I really fuck with that. When someone can really be unmasked around me, I feel very honored by that, you know. How
did that collaboration start?
Started with Jake just hitting up, because Jake was doing this thing where they were like just hitting up a bunch of people being like, hey, you want to collab on like a reel? And I was like, hell yeah, I want to collab on a reel. So that just started, and then we just started kind of doing sessions from there. And then Anthony just got on board, and then from then on it was just like history. Like,
yeah, cool.
Just this cute little trio. There's a few little cute trios within the Jake Anthony sphere. But I'm very lucky to be part of one of the trios, the Cuties. Yeah.
It's been a really nice way for me to like meet a bunch of new artists because Jake's Reel series that you were talking about, like getting invited on, was so good for like highlighting a whole bunch of like different R&B artists. And I don't know, the format that was really cool. I remember talking to him about like how they were doing it, and it was like, all right, I'll book in a writing session, and at the end we'll make this reel, so it's just part of the workflow, so I can constantly churn out this like video format thing that reaches so many more people online.
Yeah.
What's the impact of things like that on social media had on you with maybe like audience engagement and also like impact on your creativity?
Yeah, I have never really, like, in just talking about the creativity side, I'm very much like a lone person, and I never really collaborated with other people in terms of the very beginning creative process. I usually would have written the lyrics and the chords and then given it to someone to like zhuzh up, which used to be Miguel Hutton as well, great instrumentalist and musician. Which is what I did with Joy and Lover Girl, which are my first two singles that I've put out.
Yeah, great tracks.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Can I just ask, sorry, was that you'll write all of the chords as well as the melodies to then give to the artist that you're working with?
Yeah. And then usually Miggy, or in this case, Miggy and Arik, who worked on Lover Girl, they really like exemplified it and just made it so much... I don't know if that was the word I should use, exemplified, but they just made it so beautiful and like changed the voicings around and just like gave it so much color and depth, which it needed and it was asking for. So yeah, that's how I used to do it, which is still a collaborative project, but it was nice to move on from that a little bit and start the process from the beginning, working and just writing tracks with Jake and Anthony, just pumping them out. And it was such a good exercise in songwriting as well. And because I don't know, I really hone in on my songwriting skills. Like, I'm very specific about what I'm saying in my songs, because like the main thing in my artistry is that the message is very important. And if it's a banger of a song as well, I've done my job. But I want people to feel the message, whether the melody or the lyrics, like it doesn't really matter. I just want them to feel something that is nice and safe. Yeah.
Yes. What's the, I suppose, intention behind the way that you're writing the music to enact that, emotional response or the message? How does that work for you?
I think I just reflect on my practices spiritually. I say spiritually, though I don't believe in anything specific. I just believe in just like kindness and self-compassion and kindness to others and love, and just through that, it's very difficult to do that when you're in states of distress and I guess like states of trauma as well. And I think through making the songs, I'm able to process emotions for myself, and then I found that it is also helpful for others. For example, Joy, originally, Joy was actually about greening out, but I decided to take that out of my press release, and just, because like the lyrics will make way more sense if you realize that the song is just about greening out and just realizing that you just have to ride the wave and you'll be fine. But it is about like joy and how much of a core value that is in my life that I like to implement is joy. And Lover Girl, same thing. It's just about this person that I was giving my all to, and I realized that I needed to remind myself. It was like a love letter to myself, being like, hey, it's okay that you have given yourself to this person, but you need to recognize at the same time and coexist with the fact that it's not okay to be overstepping your own boundaries. Yeah, and then I found that a lot of people resonated with that song, and that is the recognition that I want, actually, is that people are like, your song has really helped me, or I really resonated with your song, or it gave me like an emotional response. That's what I want. That's the good stuff right there. I'm like, oh my God, yes, I love that for you. That makes me happy.
Yeah. That's it must be so impactful when you get those messages like that, that the music that you're writing, and when it's about like your life, but it's still just connecting with somebody else, and like I feel that too, or I have a similar thing, and that song just speaks to me. How special.
Yeah, it's so nice.
What's the like theme of this EP that you're putting out this year?
So it is called Growing Pains, and it's about the lessons, the major lessons, I suppose, because when you're in your 20s, I feel like everything's a lesson and you're just learning a whole bunch of shit, like how to be an adult, and you're like, oh my God, this is so overwhelming. And when you come from any type of marginalized community, it's like even crazier, you know? So Growing Pains is about what it's just like to the lessons that I've learned along the way of in my 20s. Right, currently I'm by the time this comes out, I'll be 25, so I'm in the midst of it all. It's about, love, grief, community and friendship, and how important it is to keep those things current in your life, and to actually nurture relationships, and not just romantic relationships as well, just like your friendships, which can be your community and your family. Those things are all that is in the EP. Yeah.
Like, this podcast has quite an eclectic range of guests. So if somebody's listening to this chat and then goes and has a listen to the new EP, how would you want them to like approach it?
That's a great question. I think just with openness, I would say. Yeah, with openness, and I also know and acknowledge that people receive things the way that they'd like to receive it. And so however they view or perceive my music is like, from their own perception of how they grew up in life. And like, we won't all have the same perceptions. It would be nice if it was just open though. Because like the tracks themselves, like the music itself outside of just the lyrics and the meaning is like pretty slapping. So like, and if I do say so myself, like Jake and Anthony did a sick job. So yeah, I think because there are so many songs that I listen to that really connect with me that's not about the lyrics. I'm just like, oh my God, every time I listen to this song, my body just feels so good. It's just like a visceral feeling in a good way.
Yeah.
And if I can invoke that as well, yeah, I'm pretty stoked.
So it's kind of like a turn it up one.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Important to listen to some lyrics, but also it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're happy to share, if we go back to like your origins, do you have a very first memory of music?
I would say my very first memory of music that I can really, really think about is when I was playing guitar and then I accidentally pricked my finger on the string, and I was like, this sucks.
Ooh.
But I actually don't remember anything before that, so that's my very, very first memory, because guitar was my first instrument because my dad was teaching me.
Okay.
And I was like, fuck this guitar. I was just like, fuck this guitar. I'm bleeding in the thumb. It sucks. I hate this. My life is over.
How old are you at this time?
I think I was like 5.
Okay.
It was so funny. But then I like started quickly learning keys, like piano straight after that.
Oh, so you literally like ditched the guitar after that. It's just like, ouch, that hurt, so let's move on.
I mean, maybe not that much, but definitely I definitely kind of honed in a little bit more on the keys than the guitar after that.
Yeah, okay, sure. So was there like a keyboard or a piano at home?
No, I just took lessons in this in this shopping mall in Singapore, upstairs in this like piano school.
Wow.
Yeah, which is where I started, because my mum was like, you're gonna play keyboard, you're gonna play piano. And I was like, sick, all right. And I'm grateful that she forced that upon me when I was a kid, because I wouldn't be able to do what I can do now, I suppose. Yeah.
I imagine like my experience was that I really didn't enjoy learning piano at the time. when I was similarly like 5 and 6.
Yeah.
But now I wish that I had stuck with it, even though at the time I just really didn't want to practice. So like, how was a parent ever going to like make me do it? But now it's like, oh, all I've got is like some just basics. Imagine if I had have kept going with it.
Yeah, I feel that.
Did you like any aspect of like piano practice and the learning?
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed the feeling of practicing something and finally being able to get it, because I was classically trained.
Yeah, cool.
And I was like, oh my God, this feels so good. And the feeling of playing classical, not just classical music, because that's a very restricted genre of music, but just an emotive piece of music that's just like just piano, you know, not like a written song with lyrics. That is just a really nice feeling of just being able to freely play.
Yeah.
Something I miss a lot because I don't do it much anymore, to be honest. And I feel like with that lack of practice, I've lost, I would say, like quite a bit of my keys abilities, which is a little bit sad, but it's also very frank and honest. Like if you don't keep up with it, you are going to lose it. And it's just the realities.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the playing just feels so good. I really enjoyed that.
How long did you play and learn classical piano for?
It was on and off until like year 11.
Okay.
And then year 11 I was like, Mom, I'm too cool. Like, Ma, stop. I'm so cool. Like, I don't want to do music. Which is funny to think about that now. But yeah. And then I just like stopped taking lessons after that. Yeah.
So if you're too cool for music, what were your passions for?
I think I just didn't really like think of music as a career or a viable career. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to be a teacher and, you know, I'll just enjoy myself that way. And maybe I'll do music as a little side thing. And then I went to like the Sia concert, but it wasn't even Sia that really got me. It was Charlie XCX that opened for Sia.
Oh, okay.
That got me. I saw her performance and I was like, this was in like 2017, I think. And I was like, damn, I want to do that. That's what I want to do. So then I was like, okay, maybe I should just do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So where was that concert?
In Melbourne.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I moved to Geelong from Singapore when I was 13. Yeah. And then I just kind of stayed there ever since, with a little 1-year stint in Brunswick. And then I did move back to Geelong after that. But I'm pretty ready to move back to Melbourne. Hopefully by the time this comes out, I have moved to Melbourne.
Okay, yeah, cool.
That's the ideal situation.
Was that a big adjustment, moving from Singapore to Geelong?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, no, I moved from Perth. It's a bit complicated. I was born in Dandenong.
Sorry.
Good old Dandenong. I was born in Dandenong. And then I moved from Dandenong to Singapore when I was 2. And then from 2 to like 10 or 11, I moved to Perth for 2 years because that was the visa requirements back then. We were actually meant to move to Melbourne, but the government was like, no, you have to live in this regional town in Perth for 2 years and then you can move to Melbourne. That visa does not exist anymore, so that's great.
Wow.
But it did back then. So I did 2 years in Perth. It was beautiful in this beautiful town called Mandurah. It's kind of like the Geelong, but a bit more pretty.
Okay.
It's a bit more beachy. And then I moved to Geelong after that.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Did you have like some musical passions, if we'd like divide this into 2 parts, like Singapore and then Geelong? Like what kind of music were you into aside from like that you were learning classical piano?
I think as a kid I was listening to everything that my dad was listening to because I was just using his like MP3. And just everything that was R&B charting back then in like from 2006 to 9. Okay. All of that R&B stuff.
Yeah,
like,
cool.
I was just pumping that because that's what my dad was listening to.
So what kind of artists are like hitting that at the time? I'm trying to...
For me, it was like Alicia Keys, Kanye, who else? Oh my God, there's this one artist I was rinsing. I forgot. But...
Is it too late for like Neo? Like, is he not kept up enough?
No, I wasn't listening to that much Neo because, by the way, also my parents are very religious. They're Christians. Okay. So it was a limited amount of music that they were listening to that I was also allowed to listen to as well.
Yes.
It's a little bit censored. but it was just whatever was charting the tops top in the charts back then.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, and then I kind of went through in Melbourne. Geelong. I kind of went through like this dubstep phase.
Oh yeah,
I listened to a hell of dubstep. I think like that's where my like techno stuff came in. Listening to so much dubstep.
Who introduced you to that? Where did that come from?
I don't know. I just like found it. Hey, oh, it was huge. It was huge back then, though. To be fair, like Skrillex and like
that's right.
That was like the peak of like Skrillex empire. Freaking yeah. So that I was really into that stuff.
Wow.
But I was still listening to a lot of like R&B, like Bill Withers. Oh yeah, I was listening to a lot of old school.
Oh, cool.
Soul as well. So like lots of Bill Withers. I love Bill Withers a lot, and his songwriting. Yeah.
Who doesn't love Bill Withers?
He's so cool.
Yeah, what an education to have that as part of your musical palette growing up. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome. Yeah.
What did you get into then once you finished school and you seen this concert where you're like, oh, actually, no, I want to sing.
Yeah.
What was that like sort of journey like, and what were you, thinking? Was it just always committed to the R&B thing, or were you still experimenting with some different like, I don't know, ideas and genres and stuff?
I mean, I never written a song until after high school.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I only started writing when I went to this music uni in Melbourne. I did like a performing arts degree or a music degree. I forgot what it's called. I should probably know because I'd spent a lot of money on this degree. But I did a degree.
Where was that?
At Col Arts.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, at Col Arts. A music performance degree. There we go. At Col Arts, and that's when I actually started writing music because that was a requirement of the degree.
Oh, right.
But yeah, before that, I was just a covers girl, just doing covers and. Which is fine. I just didn't really think of myself as an original artist, which is so wild to think about that now. Like it just wasn't really a concept to me because I wasn't really surrounded by music songwriters, I should say. Like that wasn't really a thing at school, and so that's where I started writing music, and then I started this band called JOTHI, which yes, we were together for quite a while, like around 5 years. Did some cool stuff. Some very cool stuff. We released a bunch of music. Did a cute tour with this other band, Lilani LaFleur. She's now one of my best friends.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, she's so dope. Yeah, and then like I think the most epic thing we ever did was open for Jessica Mauboy, so that was really sick. And she's awesome, and it was very inspiring to open for her. Yeah.
Did you get much face-to-face time at all with her or the band?
Yeah, she like straight after her performance, she was like, by the way, an hour of full-on dancing and singing. Like straight after that, she comes and chats to us for like 15 minutes. I'm like, girl, if that was me, I would be like, no, I need my like quiet time with my noise cancelling headphones, and like no one talk to me, please. And I'm just playing my Wordle game. Like I just I commend her for that. That was pretty epic. She was very kind.
Yeah, cool.
I think there's a big difference between nice and kind, and I think she was very kind. Yeah. That's
an excellent articulation to draw. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm glad you had that experience though, because so many like support sets with big artists cannot have that interaction at all.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I imagine that must be like pretty encouraging for you as like a young musician to like have that attention.
Absolutely.
And like be able to do that rather than like, I don't know, the classic thing of like you're just in different rooms.
Being that separation.
Yeah. You're like, I don't know. Did you feel that you were like, I don't know, encouraged and accepted to be like part of the scene?
Yeah, for sure. She was so, she was really great. She just had the time of day to talk about like how the set went and like what's going on with music stuff, and I was like, damn, this is who I want to be. This is great. Yeah, it was very inspiring. Also, she's an incredible singer. It was very nice to see that IRL.
Yeah. I wanted to ask about like your songwriting, but with the band. Because you said like that you're really specific and particular and very deliberate about lots of different aspects. What was it like having that experience but with that band at the time?
Yeah, with JOTHI it was so different. We just all collaborated. In the beginning it was like very similar to me having the chords and the lyrics, and then they zhuzhed it up in the JOTHI way. But then it quickly turned into like all collaboration, like lyrics. I was always the person doing the melodies, like I was always the melodies person, but that's pretty chill because they were incredible in all the other ways that they were. And like the sections and creating like just the whole vibe of JOTHI, that was all a collaborative thing after that.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So it became less of like a me project and an our project.
Yes.
And that was nice. It was really nice. Yeah.
What was it about that like collective experience that made it nice for you?
I think definitely the friendship. It was good. I feel like we all got along really well. And I really liked that it was a very different type of music we were making. It was very like, it was soulful because my voice is soulful, and so it's hard to differentiate that from anything else. But there are elements of like their, how they grew up listening to music is so different to how I grew up listening to music. And I feel like that's very reflected in the way that, for example, Danny was playing his riffs, or that Zach was playing bass, and what notes he's deciding to play and not play, and how he would play it. All of that is like, yeah, it was very genre bending in my opinion. And I really liked that creative aspect. And I didn't even like do my solo project Wild Gloriosa until like the last year of JOTHI, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you mind sharing the story behind the name of your solo project?
Yeah. So Gloriosa is a flower but it is the state flower of Tamil Nadu, which is where my ancestors are from. And I am obsessed with flowers. I feel like I've always been very attracted to flowers, and as a part of my being. And like in Tamil culture and Indian culture in general, flowers are very much like, and in many other cultures as well, but especially in Indian culture, it's very much honed in, like flowers are a part of lots of different types of processes. And I just love them, and I kind of think of myself as like a flower, and I guess that's what it came from. It's also like my name is Gloria, so I figured, yeah, okay, I'm just gonna choose that as the name. At the beginning, I won't lie, I felt very disconnected to it. I felt like someone made a joke, a friend of mine made a joke saying like it sounds like a circus name or like a spell. And I was like, low-key, I can see where you're getting at, which is why it's a little frustrating. But I think the way that I portray myself and the way that I move in my music and in just like the way that I exude my energy as an artist suits Wild Gloriosa now. I finally created an image which I feel suits Wild Gloriosa very well, which is who I am. So that's dope, extra dope.
Yeah. It's a very cool name.
Thank you.
What's it like having this like stage name, but that you're not putting on a persona to be, it's still you, but you have like that I don't know, like it's probably a nice like element of separation to like have your artistic output under this pseudonym. Yeah,
it's really good. I actually really love it. Because yes, while it is me, it's also kind of I would like to think like maybe a higher version of like the idealized version of me as well, in a way, because when I'm in that performance element, or when I'm performing or singing or I'm doing anything under Wild Gloriosa, I feel very calm, I feel very content, and I don't feel like that all the time in my life. So that's why I say that's kind of like the idealized version of me, because for that amount of time that I am Wild Gloriosa to the audience or to whoever's receiving me, I can concentrate my energy in being very present in the moment, and that's why I love it. Because I'm like, oh, I can actually be really intentional and enjoy myself right now. Yeah.
You speak in a way that's like really articulate and calm.
Thanks.
Have you always been so like eloquent in the articulation of your ideas and concepts and intention? Or is that something that you've, I don't know, been working on in the more recent years?
That's a very good question. I think going back to that duality of woman thing, I definitely am those things in both of its intensities. I am very calm, and I think that's why people have this perception of me that I'm very calm. And then they're like, when I'm a little bit cooked in the head, they're like, oh, yeah, it's a bit unhinged of you, Gloria. And I'm like, oh, well, that's just who I am as well, you know? Wait, what was the question?
I was sort of asking about like...
Oh, yes. No, I get you now. Sorry.
Yeah. So don't let me cut you, sorry.
No, it's okay. I'm cooking. Yeah, I feel it actually has a lot to do with my mental health and how I decided that I was really fed up of the way that I was living and the way that I was being very unkind to myself and so others through my projection of, you know, my insecurities and my anger. And I was just very unhappy, and I was like, I'm actually sick of this and I want to do something about it. So I just, in 2023, I just had this whole just upheaval of the process and the way that I was doing life. And I like to call it like opening my eyes for the first time, because now I feel like if I close them, I'm actually ignoring things instead of not actually knowing what was wrong with me. So back then, I didn't know what was wrong with me. I just knew that I was suffering and I was in pain, and I didn't know why. But now I feel like I know how I should be living my life and how I should be giving myself grace. And if I close my eyes, I'm actually ignoring things intentionally in my avoidance. But I feel like back then I just didn't have the knowledge and the education, which I acquired over that year. And that included a lot of patience and just stop cringing at myself for anything, and honing in on the inner child. So just thinking about baby Gloria and what baby Gloria would think of the inner thoughts that I had about myself, and like whether you would say that to a child, you know, and if you wouldn't say it to a child, you shouldn't say it to yourself. So yeah, just, you know, things like that.
Yeah. Is this EP of yours like a bit of a bookend to this sort of journey that you've been on for the last couple of years? For sure.
I think especially in the last 2 years. Yeah. I lost a friend in 2023, and I think like that is also a reason that thanks. Yeah. That was also a reason to really hone in on that, specifically that compassion. And also that's when I really, really also honed in about community and how important it is to have community with you, and how to cultivate that, because I feel like people forget how to have friendships sometimes, you know, and how to upkeep friendships. Yeah.
I'd love to hear more of your thoughts about that, because I feel like that conversation about friendships as like young adults and getting older is becoming maybe like slightly more spoken about now.
Yeah.
But it seems that, people don't know how to stay friends or be connected as like life moves on, and maybe they get a job or move to a different place, and like it's a skill that's sort of lost if you were just friends with the people that you're in a classroom with or something.
For sure.
And then it's sort of like now the responsibility is on you as an adult. What have you been thinking about, and like, how would you articulate to some other people that might be like inspired by what you're saying to like actually want to be deliberate about their friendships?
I think it's really interesting that you call it a skill, because I would also compare it to that word as well. It takes intentional. It's like, you know, to build a skill you need intentional actions, and I think to uphold a friendship or a community, it takes intention as well behind wanting to keep that friendship or community strong. I think like we've become such an individual society, which like, you know, it's really cool to be an individual, and whilst I think that is awesome, it's also low-key kind of like capitalistic and it doesn't have room for community. And I just think it's hard to say like how to do it in practice, but reaching out is important, not isolating is important, because I also have found in my early 20s that, and you know, I think maybe I've been a culprit to this too, but a lot of emphasis on how do I make my romantic relationship stronger? How do I make my romantic aspects in life better? How do I appear more, I don't know, just whatever for my romantic partner? And it's like, that's cool, but some of your longest relationships are your friendships. And they see you through all of the changes that you go through in life, which you will go through changes in your life because it's inevitable. And that's why I also think it's important to think about that as well, and to remember that when you're moving forward in your friendships and thinking, who do I want in my life in 20 years, you know? Like, yeah. I found like a lot of friends in my very, very early 20s. It was like we would always hang out, but as soon as they had a partner, it was like, see ya. And then they would only come back if they had broken up, you know? And it's, whilst I will make space for that, I also have my own boundaries, because, and it's important to have boundaries. Oh my God, I'm still struggling with that. But I guess that's all I should say about cultivating friendships. You know? How someone decides to do that is, you know, friendships are all so different. So how someone decides to cultivate community and friendships is, you know, that's up to them, how they think it's appropriate. But yeah.
You mentioned at the start that like maybe in Australia generally there's not that much appreciation and involvement in like the R&B new music scene, and you use the word like big community in the R&B scene in Melbourne. I think the vibe of that was more that like if you're in the small community that there's a big community vibe. Is that right? Rather than necessarily it being like quite a large group of people that are actually like making music and going out to see shows like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yes. It's always the same group of people, which, I think it's nice to have that, but I guess it's also sometimes hard if you want to continue making music and stuff and you want to branch out, but there's nothing to branch out to. I think that's when it gets hard, when there's no further reach than what you already have and you really want to grow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the classic thing then becomes like, oh, well, I'll leave Australia and try and do that in America or in the UK, Europe or whatever.
Yeah.
But then that doesn't like increase the scene here in any way. It just means that maybe the most ambitious types are either like becoming like very embedded in Melbourne and want to like establish themselves here, or they leave and so the scene never like necessarily grows and like branches out. And I guess like our population is so small, like comparatively, but it must be hard. And I'm wondering what you're thinking about like your future as you're releasing more music, if you want to stay here but you've also lived overseas, and like do you have the pull to go like, oh well, as I'm growing as an artist, like is there enough for me here in Melbourne, or should I go somewhere else or build something here?
That's a great question. I think I am open to going where things take me. As much as I would love to say that I'm going to stay in Australia forever, I just don't know. And I'm open. I guess I'm not closed off to moving to grow my reach, but I would hope that I could do that organically here, and I'm going to try. Because if I don't have to, I don't want to. You know, I still live in Geelong. I'd love to tackle Melbourne again before moving to like freaking like Bristol. So, or even London. Like, yeah.
Do you have many friends, like, you know, you're talking about collaborating with Jake on the current EP, and Jake's just got back from a big European leg of work.
Yeah.
Would you be interested in like touring the new music as much as possible to have the live experience as well as like releasing it on platforms that do reach everywhere across the world?
Yeah I would love to do tours. It's just in Australia I feel like it's quite expensive to do tours in Australia.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which I used to be so sad when all of my favorite artists would never come to Australia and would only tour the UK or just Europe or America. And then I realized that there's like 50 plus states in America, and it's very easy to get around each of them. And the same thing with Europe. Like, you take an hour flight and you're from London and now you're in Amsterdam. Like, I get it, why it's so far out of reach and so much easier. I mean, if an opportunity to tour does come in Australia, I would work hard to make it happen, to be honest. I think it would be great. And I would love to take my music to other states. Like, I would love to go to Darwin and do some shows there. That would be so sick. And yeah. But I do see, like, being realistic, I see more opportunities touring the UK or Europe rather than here.
Yeah, sure. It's a sad thing, but it also makes sense, because it's like even on a smaller scale of, like, if you just went to England, you can, like, play a bunch of like pubs and clubs that are all in different towns, and
you can just call it a little UK tour.
Yeah. And, like, but there's literally, like, a new audience in the spot, but you don't come to Melbourne and, like, do a tour where you play a room in Brunswick and then you do one in Fitzroy and then you go to, like, Frankston or like one of the art centers out in, like, Ringwood or something. Like, nobody does that. We just sort of have a big city and maybe you do one or two shows, and they just have the opportunity to, like, drive for an hour or two and you're in a whole different spot with a whole different community. And like, it makes sense if you can do, like, 7 shows in a week or something, whereas here, what are you going to do? Like, fly to Sydney and then Darwin, Brisbane and Adelaide? And you've done.
And I've tried it, actually. Like, I did the tour with JOTHI, and whilst it was so fun, it was a lot of work. It was a lot of effort for the outcome, I suppose.
Well, we've been doing this little game on the podcast where I get each guest to ask a question of the next guest.
Yes.
So I've got a question for you from our previous guest, singer Janelle Ashley.
What's a mistake that was made in your music career that you thought was really, really, like, detrimental, but then you found out it's actually fine and it's not the end of the world?
That's a very good question. Probably unexpected and a little bit maybe egotistical to say this, but there was this one time where I was doing the song with JOTHI at some festival in Geelong, I think, and I was singing, and back then I was, like, quite pretty bad, like, perfectionist. So after every gig I would analyze what I did wrong and what I can do to improve, but in, like, a detrimental way. Like, I wasn't able to, like, enjoy the gig afterwards and just be present with my bandmates. I'd be like, okay, so what did I do wrong? And then be a little, like, hella self-deprecating. And so this one time I was holding this note on a belt. So I was belting and I was holding this note, and I had, like, a oh my god, I had this really loud voice crack, and it was very bad and it was very obvious, and, like, the audience could really hear it, and I had never done that before, and it was so bad, and I was just like, oh my god, this is the end of the world, everyone hates me, and I should just jump off the stage and just run away. And, like, after the show I was just like, obviously I was just like, oh my god, why, this is awful, and I should just never sing again, and, you know, just like, why did I even get up on stage? And then I just had to kind of slap myself around a bit and be like, hey, it's actually not the end of the world, and you're a human being, and it's okay. And first of all, it wasn't even intentional. These things just happen, and you've never done one before and maybe you'll do one again, but you know, you still did a really good performance, and it's not something that someone's going to think about, and even if they do, you shouldn't let it affect you. Yeah.
How did you manage to work through, like, not just berating yourself for the small amount of mistakes that you could pick out from each show?
Oh my God. I think it takes intentional practice. It's not something that I was able to do. Like, unfortunately, I wish I could tell someone that it comes with ease or it comes after 2 months of work, hard work, but it honestly is in the small decisions that you make to choose to be kinder to yourself. And it has taken me like 2 years to get to the place where I'm at now, which is like, I would say like a 30% improvement in my self-compassion and kindness, which is great. It's better than nothing, but it's still, you know, not as much as someone would like to think in the span of 2 years of growth, you know? These things, like when you've been thinking a certain way for years, it takes years to overcome it. So I only started my practice of self-compassion and kindness at 23. So, you know, when you think about that, 23 years of not being so nice to myself, it'll take me years. So I think that's something to keep in mind to anyone, especially musicians, because I feel like musicians have this so hard, and creatives have this so hard in general, of feeling like they're just not good enough. And the more that we say that in our mind, even subconsciously, the more that we are implementing that into our brain as a subconscious thought that will become a repeating thought pattern, which is what we want to break. So not that I'm a psychologist or a therapist, but it has helped me. So, you know, if anyone would like to receive that advice, they can. It's in the small actions of kindness, which is how, you know, and still to this day, I'm like, maybe I could have sang that a little bit better, or like I could have used my tone a little bit better here and there. But then I'm like, yeah, you probably, maybe you could have, but you know. And there's also a line where you are not letting everything get away. And, you know, you can use practice to get better. But I think people know the type of judgment that I'm talking about, self-judgment.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think they know the line.
Yeah, there's difference of, like, reflecting on what's happened versus just cutting yourself down for whatever it is.
Yeah.
I think you're totally right about, like, musicians, especially with, like, you know, the amount of time you spend practicing and in lessons, and everything that you're doing is like trying to make it right and like look for mistakes and get rid of all the mistakes. And so you're just like wired in this way of you're looking for the imperfections everywhere, because that's the thing that you're meant to be practicing, the thing that you can't do, and like you got to get it right. And it's like, you know, you've been doing that for like your whole life, and then all of a sudden you sort of start like working and performing. But it's really hard to switch off that whole mindset, because you've just been like drilled into that whole
for sure
thing for like so long.
Yeah. And I have found that, you know, people who have mentors as well, like they've had things drilled into them, you know, and it's like, as much as that is sick, because like it's made you become the musician that you are, and probably the way that you will continue to practice moving forward, there needs to be a balance, I think, if you don't want to go off the self-hatred end. Yeah, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, Gloria, what would you like to ask our next guest?
Oh my God, I haven't written down. Do you think it's important for your spiritual / personal life or practice to be reflected in your music?
Oh, that's a really interesting question. Can I put that back on to you to answer?
Oof. It's hard because music is so subjective to the person, and people make music for different reasons. I just find myself connected to musicians and music with that intention in mind. And it's not always just spiritual music or like clear soul music. It's a bunch of different genres, but I can tell in their artistry that this is why they've chosen to make music, or this is how they've chosen to make music, with that intention in mind. I just feel more connected to that, as opposed to someone who just makes music just because they love it, or I need to find the connection between them and their music for me to enjoy it.
Sure.
I think, yeah. it feels more authentic to me, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a perception, of course, and not probably not the truth, but that's just, my reality or perception of things.
Yeah. I really love that you brought a notebook with a question.
Oh yeah,
written down.
This is my notebook I bring everywhere.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Like, is this what you do? You have a notebook that you carry around with you all the time?
I just bring it around with me everywhere. It has like a bunch of different stuff, from journal entries to how to heal trauma, and what else? My next album. The things that I'm looking for in a roommate, what I need to bring to the camping festival. Like, it's just a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, cool.
To vomit from my brain into my actual physical realm.
When did you realize that was a good thing for you to have, like a physical medium that you could write things down and get them out of your head?
I just feel like typing does not help me, and just getting it out on paper helps me so much more. And so I just always bring this notebook with me. It's just helpful. I probably should have a lock on it because it has a lot of like personal stuff on it that I'm just like jotting down, but I just don't care. At the same time, I'm like, if you want to know, you can know. If you were that interested in my life, you can find out the secrets. That's cool. I mean, I don't put anything hectic in there. It's just like, this is how I'm feeling currently. I also really like to draw when I go to gigs because I don't like, I think like weird things should be accepted more in society, like especially for people who are neurodiverse and don't like standing and watching music. Like, I really enjoy drawing and listening to music. So I always do that at gigs.
That's really interesting.
If it's not like a packed thing and everyone's standing, and it's appropriate for me to sit down and draw, I will sit down and draw. Yeah.
Are you drawing things inspired by what you hear, or are they two separate activities running concurrently?
No, I just draw something called a column, which is like this tattoo here on my chest. That one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Which is like a bunch of geometrical patterns that originated in Tamil Nadu, like Tamil women, Indian women draw these incredible geometric patterns with their hand using rice powder. They pour it out of their palm, and it's like incredibly precise and beautiful. And all of these different patterns have different meanings. There's like hundreds of thousands of different ones, but it just means like, you're welcome in this house. Like, this is a safe space for you to come into.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's also like food for the insects, which I think is really nice because people usually hate insects, but it's like the rice powder is like food for the ants and stuff, which is really nice.
Does that mean once they like do the drawing, like it just goes away again because like insects eat it or the wind blows it away or something?
Yeah, it's temporary.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. It's a great practice, and I love drawing them with my hands because I wouldn't say that I'm talented at drawing like realistic stuff, but I like patterns, and that is something that I can draw. And it's like, there's no outcome. It's just to move my hands and be creative while I'm listening to music. Yeah. Which I think is like, should be more normalized. Just being able to, And my community taught me that, actually. Yes. It was community that taught me it's okay to bring a bunch of colored pencils in random places, like a restaurant, and you can just do whatever you want. Life is too short.
Yeah. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It's great. How many other things do you have, like, from your heritage that you include in your life that, say, you're not using rice powder, but you're still like doing these like really mindful and deliberate things that come from your family line?
I try to, in the way that I dress and communicate and speak up for certain things. Try to reflect my culture through those practices, through the way that I honor women and people of color. And I think low-key Indians get a really bad rap, and it's a little bit disheartening, but I'm trying to change that. And I come from like Tamil people are indigenous to South India, so I'm trying to kind of like put it out there that there's more to us than just like those stupid reels on Instagram where like those dudes aren't washing their hands or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of drippy, cool shit in Indian culture, especially Tamil culture and in the South Indian culture as well.
Do you say drippy?
Yeah, drippy
cool
as
shit?
fuck, dude. We love gold. We love gold. We love dripping ourselves out in gold. If I could afford it, I would be so dripped out in like Indian jewelry. Like, oh my god, it's like that's definitely on my bucket list. I don't like to be materialistic. Actually, sometimes I do, but I will say one thing I would really like to achieve is have enough money to have like gold anklets, gold bracelets and necklaces and earrings and rings.
Wow.
Yes, and waist chains. Like I just want to be lathered in gold. But I have
that's
looked,
cool.
and that shit is expensive.
Yeah. What's a waist
Oh my
chain? Like a gold necklace for your waist?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because you've got some like pretty cool jewelry happening right now.
Yeah, thank
It's not
you.
like all gold, but like
It's not gold, but
you've got a cool anklet on and
yeah.
like heaps of rings and yeah.
It's important. I think the jewelry and the way that we choose to like move in this like body sack that we get to live in, like how we represent ourselves is like very exciting. How we can choose to like play with our body with like different kind of things that you can wear. Yeah.
When did you start like figuring out that was part of like your artistic expression as well, like with stage presence and the sort of visual aspect that can accompany your music and artistry as well?
That's true. I think it's just who I am. So it just feels very authentic because I just like this kind of stuff. I like lots of jewelry. I like this is what I would wear if I wasn't a musician. So, and I guess that is how it turned into my artistry. I guess my artistry is just like me in my most like unmasked, like real form, my most authentic form.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is why I just love being in that element so much, because it's like Wild Gloriosa.
Yeah.
It's like this nice little world. Yeah. I would say just the way that I dress and stuff. I've always been just wanting to do what I feel like would be dope, and then I just run with it because yeah, if for people who don't know what I look like, you should just search it up and then you'll kind of understand what I mean by that. I just don't give a fuck. Yeah.
It's great how you have this like way of describing the like Wild Gloriosa as like an ideal that's authentically you, and the sort of freedom to like lean into that, to like, it's like bettering yourself, but like you sort of had the freedom to go like, well, let's just like go for this ideal. And like it's okay to like, you're talking about like making a singing mistake or like the different like self-compassion practices and stuff, but then you can also sort of like step into that like artist thing and like really like move up and like elevate yourself. It seems like such an awesome relationship with all of that you have.
Yeah, it's pretty healing. It's pretty awesome. As someone who's come from a background which is like pretty traumatic and like have to do a lot of work, unfortunately. I wish I was one of those people that didn't have to do the work, but I feel like in a way it was important so that I was able to kind of give that back into the world as well, so that people could maybe, if they choose to, can use that to, I don't know, whatever they decide, I count like relaxing to my music, just relaxing, a part of like a good positive experience that I would like to give someone. Yeah.
You mentioned that in your notebook diary that there was plans for your next album.
Yar.
So you're already working on the next album?
Yar. Hopefully by the time this is out, I've already signed to a record label that it's in the works. I think it's going very well. So I think we're all good.
Great.
And so yeah, releasing 2 albums with that label will be very sick.
Wow. Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, and I'm currently writing a grant to fund that album. God damn, things are expensive.
Yes.
Oh my god, dude.
How much do you love grant applications?
Oh, I'm actually putting it off so hard. It's due in like 3 days and I've only got like a solid concept done, and I know that I'm gonna like I know that in 12 hours, like before it's due, I'm gonna be like
yeah,
like typing furiously like
The last minute cram pressure will bring out the best in you.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And the day that the grant is due is an awards day, so I won't that I'm going to be attending. So I won't out the APRA Professional Development Awards. So I won't actually have time to work on my grant then. So it actually is due in 2 days in my mind. So
Yeah,
totally got it down.
Nice. Well, that's really exciting. Yeah, please let us know once like a couple of these things come through so we can share it for the podcast listeners. It's exciting to hear, like, you know, not only do you have this EP that'll be out that people can listen to, but also like all these things in the works for 2 more albums. And, yeah, like even just seeing the excitement that you have for like the future and like talking about this stuff, like, you know, you got a big smile on your face and your eyes are like lighting up, and it's just so encouraging to be like, oh yeah, like I've got this. I do have a few things in the works, and they're exciting, and it's like, yeah, it's just lovely to hear.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks. And thanks for having me on. This is so cool. Like, I love having this kind of chat, you know, with other people and just knowing about experiences. And I've been listening to some of the episodes, and it's nice to hear. But I listened to Jake's as well.
Oh, cool.
I was like, oh my God, I love this. I was eating it up.
Well, thanks so much for coming to do it. Like, it's so lovely to meet you and hear you talk about your life and your like intentional practices and music. Like, yeah, it's so interesting for me to listening to, and I think it's really going to resonate with lots of different people that, like, yeah, here's a young artist working their way through their like 20s with so many different aspects of it, but also like excited about music making and like all the possibilities of the future and the present right now as well. Yeah, it's just, your story's very inspiring.
Thank you. Thanks.
We should wrap up with the final 5 questions.
Oh, okay.
So, like we say like quick fire, but like no pressure. What is your favorite venue to play in Melbourne?
That I've already played in? Shot Kickers.
Nice.
Yeah.
What would be your dream venue to play?
In the world?
Yeah.
Fuck.
We'll start with Melbourne if you want, and then...
In Melbourne, probably classic The Forum. And the world, I don't know where it is in the world, but Adele played this gig, I think in Italy, where she was like singing in this castle, but it was like an open castle, and it looked like it was in Italy, like by the beach or something.
Wow.
And she was doing that Skyfire song that she's really famous, like gone off the charts for. She's famous for a lot of things, sorry, but like that Skyfall song.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to play at that venue. I want to play there. I don't know what it's called, and if it's even a venue. She probably just paid to get it done into a venue, but I want to play there.
Well, I hope that the booker of that venue is listening right now.
Hey, book me. Book me out, please.
That's cool. I love it. That's a sick dream venue.
Thanks.
What is your hot beverage order?
I don't drink hot drinks. I feel like people are so perplexed when I say that, but I'm so sorry. I'm also a textures girly, neurodiverse, so yeah, I don't like hot drinks.
Yeah.
Soup's alright. I like pho. How about that?
Okay. Yeah. I normally ask, I've been asking for ages, what is your coffee order?
Yeah.
And like a few episodes ago, I decided, like, because I don't drink coffee, but it's such like a Melbourne thing that people love their coffee.
Such a
so
Melbourne
it's like,
thing.
And my sister told me to ask the question. It's like when I was planning the podcast.
Yeah.
And so I was like, cool. And then quite a few people were like not drinking coffee more recently. So I was like, all right, I'll be less prescriptive and I'll ask, what's your hot beverage order? Now you don't even drink a hot beverage. So I should have like said, I don't even know what to say.
Now you have to change the question again.
Yeah.
What drink do you like?
Yeah. Do you drink anything other than water?
Yeah, I love orange juice and lemon lime bitters. Big slut for lemon lime bitters, I'm not gonna lie. I freaking love lemon lime bitters. The more bitters, the better. Yeah.
What is your favorite place to get food after a gig in Melbourne?
In Melbourne? Damn. Or
you can give me
Tibbers.
whatever one came to your head.
Tibbers.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah, Tibbers. But if not, if it's in Geelong, this restaurant called Soba Ramen. Oh my freaking god, it is so good. Yes. In Geelong, Soba Ramen. In Melbourne, Tibbers. Bro, Tibbers. I love Tibbers.
Where is Tibbers?
There's one in Brunswick and then one in Broadmeadows, I think.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's like Lebanese food. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, I went to Tibbers like 2 or 3 weeks ago. But I can't remember where. So
true.
But yeah, I guess if it was in Brunswick, I guess one of my friends took me recently.
Yeah. Did you like it?
Yeah. Yeah, it was great.
What'd you get?
Like a falafel thing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
They got this garlic dip. Oh my god, the freaking garlic dip, dude. It's so good. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
Final question. What is one piece of advice that you would give to your younger self?
To my younger self, it's okay to be the way that you are. Because I was gonna say it's okay to be normal, but I was not fucking normal back then. So just, it's okay to be who I was back then. Yeah, very okay.
I think it's awesome. Definitely for me, like, so encouraging to hear you talk about yourself now and like the hard work that you're putting into this, like music that you're making and self-compassion, like human growth aspect to your life. Just like hearing you speak so openly and honestly about it. Yeah, super encouraging. And so thank you so much for sharing that, like,
Thanks.
alongside all the other like musical tales and stories too.
Yeah.
Yes, it's been really special. So thank you so much, Gloria.
So thanks for having me.